In studio right now. First of all, one of the greatest dudes I know, Erik Striffler, is here from Pretty Much It, and Jacob Schau, who we've met before.
We have met before.
But I didn't ride with you in a van before. I haven't. So here's the thing.
Okay, let's be honest. Wait, first I'm going to ask questions.
Go.
So I don't know who you guys are, but
well, we know it was just your birthday,
it does feel rude of me. But I know that everybody seems like legitimately more excited than when we've had in
Van Damme.
Van Damme, sure.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
like
Awesome.
people are so excited for you to be here. And now I know that you guys were in a van together.
Okay, so
and that you don't know each other. So I'm really confused.
No, okay, so here's what happened. So a while back, actually Toad Hop days.
Oh my God, throwback,
yeah,
Toadback.
Well, Erik.
I still don't know what's happening.
Back in the Toad Hop days when we were doing Schmoes No podcast, okay, Erik had come out and we had a bunch of YouTubers on, like Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman. Erik came in and Erik was working with Jacob Aldino at the time, and we all became like fast friends, right? It was one of those things like an interview, and then we all went out for drinks, and it was like that was that. It was great.
That's for like 2013 or so. Does that check out?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right before me.
Yeah, exactly. And then we moved to AfterBuzz, and then just kind of stayed really close friends with all you guys. Like it was one of those things. I was the officiant in Jake Baldino's wedding, and Erik Striffler was in the wedding party, right? And
does that mean that you're in the wedding party?
No,
when you're officiant?
No.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
He tried to follow us to get like drinks after the rehearsal, and we were like, it's actually just for people.
You're right. Yeah, it was creepy. The funny part was before the wedding, nobody knew how to tie a tie, so I was like tying everybody's tie, including Jake's father, which was amazing. But Erik picked me up in the city in New York, and we had to drive out to like upstate.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beacon, correct.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Picked you up
in Manhattan.
Oh.
And I'd flown in, and Erik, we're eating lunch, and Erik's like, I parked around the corner. We walked up and down New York streets for like 25 minutes. Like, I was on this street.
I swear it was this street. Yeah.
I swear it was this street.
Are you low-key getting frustrated, but he's not close enough to you that at that point you can yell at him?
I wasn't low-key getting frustrated. I was low-key getting sore from holding my bags. Because I
should have left you at the Chinese food place, my favorite place.
Just found the car. Anyway, but then Erik was basically building a living van at that point.
Yeah.
And
what?
You can describe
like the tiny house on wheels kind of deal. Like I got a van that I moved into. I was living in Manhattan, and then one day I was like, I could put all the money I'm putting toward rent toward gas and just drive around the country instead.
Here we go.
Very low maintenance. Yeah.
So
this again.
You currently live in a van.
Yeah.
And you call
by
it,
choice. I should be clear. I'm okay.
You call it the living van.
He just called it the living van, and I hate it.
Oh, do you hate it? Oh, good.
I've never heard this before.
No, I mean that's what it kind of, when I went to, I was like, so it's living in a van,
yeah.
and everybody makes the joke. That's the SNL joke, living in a van down by the river. But he's
Do you
literally.
have a bed?
Yeah. It's very comfortable. It's very nice. And I'm also
it's twice the size of most New York
I was going to say I'm
too.
extremely low maintenance, and it's more privacy and room than I've had in Manhattan for years.
Yes.
So I mean, it's
but
kind of an
park
upgrade.
It?
Anywhere. Just look out your window. I might be there. You never know.
Is it dangerous?
No, I'm lucky that I don't get nervous about it. It may be dangerous. That's irrelevant to whether or not I'm nervous, I guess. But
do you have a picture?
Of the van? Yeah, I can bring up. I'll find a picture.
She can show you after the show. It's not really great.
I might not have one on my.
Oh, I want them to put it up.
I was going to say, do you see?
Yeah, Cody, can you throw? If you have a
where there
picture
would
of
be
the van
one
on Instagram.
Maybe Cody can go into my Facebook or something. I'm sure we're friends on there. Yeah.
No, Jacob, I don't know a ton about you guys. So how did you guys start this whole thing?
Funny story.
Yeah, talk to me.
I was a fan
Do it
of
just
Erik's.
like we practiced.
Yeah. Erik is my master. He's a very good man. I was a big fan of Erik's when I was like 12 or 13 maybe.
Okay.
And I was watching his videos because I was sort of developing like an interest in film.
Okay.
And I eventually moved to New York for film directing to go to film school.
Where'd you go? To NYU?
SVA.
Oh, SVA.
AKA
nice.
not NYU. Yeah. And like, I want to say 4 days after I moved there, I ran into Erik in our apartment complex. It turns out we both lived there.
No shit.
Wait, you were a fan of his from YouTube?
Yes, from YouTube.
From like back in the day. Because I started doing YouTube in like 2006 or 7. So he, like as a kid, was watching.
As a little boy, yeah. Pretty much it was a different thing. It was the same name, but
did a podcast and movie reviews and
what
game
was it
reviews
called?
and stuff. Pretty much it, but it was just we were doing something different. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so I saw him filming in the basketball court underneath my apartment building, and I went over and was like, oh my God, I love you so much. And now I'm here.
It's like, we could use that.
Wait, how did that really actually? So you said that, and you were like, I'm bringing him in.
Well, we were at a point where we were doing a show called Pity Applause, which was a live comedy show in the East Village, and we always were like, we need camera guys for this. So we were like, hey, you want to be a camera guy? And then it kind of took off from there.
You keep saying we.
Me and the team for Pity Applause, the other show, my buddies Paul and Lee, etc. Yeah.
And what was Pity Applause all about?
That was the improv show. It was like improv slash we scripted bits, and it was sort of like, you know, when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and Chuck E. Cheese is running across America, and then he runs into the building, and you're like, whoa, he just ran in here from the other side of the country.
Yeah.
It was that. You like see us backstage in a video, and then we came on stage.
It's like
and
the
it was
pierogi race at the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball park. They're like running around the city, and then they come out the outfield and they race around the park.
Absolutely,
Yes,
totally.
Got it.
Like we
and
practiced, dude.
And this is Eric's van. What do you call it? Like Scarlet or something?
Mara.
Mara.
Yeah, but I want to see
Scarlet.
inside. Like,
Someone
There might
Googled
be.
Erik Striffler van.
Oh, actually, wait, Cody, go one photo over. Yeah, there's the inside, but that's the one photo over at the top. Oh gosh, it's small. That's
Yeah.
a bad shot. That's the old version of it, but it's got like wood paneling, wood floor, a nice bed.
like, do you have people over?
I've probably had 6 people in there at most at this point. Yeah, that's
Wow.
not.
Do you have a TV?
That's the van.
Do you have internet?
No, but internet is everywhere. So I really just sleep in it. Otherwise, all day during the day, I'm out working somewhere.
That's awesome.
And you love it.
I love it. I mean, but again, it's not for everybody. It's very like it's a very low maintenance lifestyle. My
who do
girlfriend
you-
came with me. My girlfriend came with me, and she was fine with it. So I mean, it's doable.
Came with
in
you
short
where?
spurts. It came with me. We went around the country for a couple of months. Yeah. So she actually like bit the bullet and did it. So
Who do you recommend it to?
anyone that is not super concerned about immediate access to a toilet.
Oh my God.
If you don't have a lot of fiber in your diet, this is the
Wait,
lifestyle
what
for
do you do?
I do like a bear, and I could you imagine? I actually thought about it. I looked into it. Can humans hibernate? There's bathrooms everywhere as well,
Where
just
do you
like there's
shower?
internet. Anytime Fitness.
There you go.
Gym membership.
Wow.
There's a million little things. Like every question has
life
like
hacks.
I looked up all the questions you are asking me now, and like everyone had answers, and it was just like all figured out before me. So
There's like
yeah.
van forums that he's been on
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
And also keep in mind this was like a big thing in the '70s too. So it's like it's not it's everyone knows from that more.
And you
so
kind
I
of
guess.
look like you could be a 70s villain
right.
now.
That's why I did it.
Or did you audition for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Am I right, Jacob?
Not just auditioned, but well, wait until you see the movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
We might make an appearance.
Oh wait,
we.
sarcasm. I don't really get. That's a joke.
No, I'm not in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So
Roxy's bad at
if you-
sarcasm
If you
a lot
had
of times.
if you had millions and millions of dollars, would you choose to live in your van?
I would upgrade the van. Yeah.
But still a van.
I would stay in this van specifically, Mara, because she's wonderful and I can just stand up in her, so she's perfect. And which I've said about many girlfriends in the past. And
Stand up in her.
we'll use your imagination.
Don't think about it.
Roxy's bad with
I would just
things.
upgrade the van. And then when she's completely run into the ground, I would get a new van if I had all that money. Yeah, for sure.
Do you live in a van?
I live in an apartment with a bed and a toilet, and I love it.
Weirdo.
Let's play the applause for Jacob, everybody. Let's hear it for him.
Well, no. I'm just really curious. I mean, that's a crazy different life choice.
It is, and I mean, it's like I have like a safety net of I have plenty of friends that I can go and visit and stuff like that. So I mean, I could either do laundry at a laundromat, or I could be like, hey, friend, can I use your laundry today? Whatever, somewhere in the country.
And here's the funny part is that so Eric picks me up in the city, and I was like, dude, you're not in the van? And he's like,
But
no.
he picks you up not in the thing
No,
he's
he
sleeping
picks
he
in.
was
up his
waiting
dad
for it.
car.
He was
I was
ready
waiting
for
for
it.
the van. I was so excited.
But do you remember
this was like 3 years ago.
Jake's father said
Jake's
to me?
father, and I'll do like a really offensive New York accent.
Do it.
If you lose that kid,
No, if I lose you.
yeah, if you lose the officiant before you if that car breaks down and he doesn't make the wedding, I'm gonna kill you,
He's like
Strippler.
squeezing
Yeah,
my.
Love
him. He's the best.
Mr. Baldino. I don't know if you've ever met Jake Baldino. He runs Game Ranks, which is a really popular video game site. He's been in here a bunch of times. He's one of the best dudes around. Not on
Big
Collider
friend of
Live,
the
but
show,
big
yeah.
friend of the show. He stayed at my apartment. Awesome guy. His wife's also named Amanda, which is pretty funny. And but they started pretty much it together back in the day, and now pretty much it has become this crazy. Your Patreon's insane. Like you guys are crushing it on Patreon. The YouTube channel is doing really really well.
Finally.
And it's right. Because I mean, the last time when we were in the car together, we were talking about YouTube and where it can go and what's the
Because that
possibility
was
with
before,
Patreon.
that was late 2017, right? So
Correct.
it was right before we finally January, February of 2018.
Yeah.
We finally. So I'm gonna say
Because Jake Baldino got married legitimately 1 month before I got married, or 1 month after I got married. I
right.
came back from my honeymoon. I went straight to New York to officiate his wedding.
I would say from 2013 when I first came in here, and then maybe like 2016 or 17, whatever, when I came back again, because I've been here a couple times since then. I guarantee no growth. Like we were doing the show, it was super fun, and that's actually, if anything, that's a good sign of that we were just having fun.
Sure.
It's kind of nice, you know what I mean? Everyone gets to know, like, oh, they're just doing it for fun. Clearly, there's
that's
no
what I was
no
watching
growth or success
for
here.
years.
Yeah,
That's what you were watching.
I was watching
Yeah.
a completely stagnant but very fun channel.
And then finally, 2018, all of a sudden, it just, I don't want to say skyrocketed, but for us, it was just nothing for years at the same level. And then all of a sudden, boom,
And what
no
was it?
idea.
Where
before
are you
that,
shooting?
No idea.
Where were you guys filming? When
In New York. Yeah,
right,
in Manhattan.
but in like a studio. I mean-
Every place that I lived in, I just made sure there was room to all but one place I made sure there was like a room to record in, basically. Yeah. And all but two. Sorry.
Yeah, all but two.
And then in the middle, we did have a studio in Midtown that we were shooting out of.
And then when did you guys start thinking to do this idea? And what was the thing that launched? Like, what was the one that really got the most popular, or like got the craziest amount of hits?
Starting is
was-
different though. Starting with us is different than when it took off.
We were going for what, like 2 months before it took off a little bit?
No, maybe more than that, because I feel like we started in like the middle of 2017. So it's a
Yeah.
few months of us just doing commentary tracks.
Okay.
The stakes were pretty low at that point because we didn't have a lot of people watching, so we were just like, we could do it.
It was all the same people, to be clear. It was a lot of a good amount of people, but the same people, so they knew what we did. There was we were
Yeah.
just doing. It's like Springsteen now. Yeah, and there was an article I read about Springsteen and Madonna. They're just doing stuff for their fans, not trying to gain anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's what we were doing. We were doing things for the people that already watched. Yeah.
Got it.
And then we did a video on Sky High, Cinematic
Oh
Masterpiece.
yes, Kurt Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
right.
love that
Oh, you know.
movie.
Thank you.
Are you kidding?
Okay,
me? It's
but
a
which is
great
better?
movie.
Which is better, that or Spy Kids?
That or Spy Kids. What's up?
Sky High?
Get the freaking heck out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know
I'm
what?
with
2
you.
million people agree with you.
So you guys do the video commentary, or is it just audio?
What we sell is just audio, but for the YouTube videos, we link it together with the images from the
Okay.
movie and make like a highlight reel, sort of.
Gotcha.
So we
on
did.
the
Rewind.
Patreon, you can
So
also
what is
watch us watch it.
What is
Yeah.
it you guys are creating?
Primarily commentary tracks for movies, and that's we started doing since 2013. It's been as much as we've done many different things on pretty much it. We did the podcast, we did reviews back in the day. 2013 is when we started doing commentary tracks, so that's been the longest running thing. People are like, oh, they just do commentary tracks now. Sometimes they don't do the show anymore, and I'm like, well, this is the most consistent thing actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So it's commentary tracks for movies. You sync it up at the beginning of the movie, and then we just make jokes about the movie the whole time.
I love it.
And
That's some
and
of my favorite things to do too, because I've done it
It's
with
so
the
fun.
Wangers, and it's fun. It's
oh my
super
god, I
fun.
did it with the
best.
Wangers as well. We did Infinity War.
Nice,
super
nice.
fun.
We
Yeah.
did. What did we do, Cody? Did we do Die Hard 2?
We did Home Alone 2.
Home Alone
for
2.
Christmas.
That's what we did.
How
Home
many
Alone
of them
2.
have you guys done?
Oh god. Well, since 2013, hundreds.
Hundreds,
Yeah,
yeah.
but between the two of us, probably a little over 100, maybe closer to 150 almost.
Yeah,
now?
I
And
think
is
we.
Sky High your most famous one, or?
Maybe video wise, like
The
highlight
video
reel on
is,
YouTube
yeah.
wise, but not
Okay.
commentary track wise. Like our 13 Reasons Why tracks are really up
wow.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
that's
are
probably
big.
the most
Have
popular.
you done
Yes.
both seasons?
We did both seasons. We just did
Wow.
all 3 Stranger Things seasons. That was really fun.
Oh, nice.
Are
Yeah.
you ever
Nice.
concerned? Because I haven't watched, but if something like 13 Reasons Why, are you concerned about the subject matter and poking at it? Because it sounds like you're doing
Right,
funny
yeah.
commentary.
So we're not, because we cry openly on these very frequently. So it's like if
Yeah.
something that really truly is not funny, or we can't make a joke about, we are completely unabashed. We will just silence. You'll hear us like sniffling. Even just, I don't know if I won't know spoilers, but like Stranger Things 3, it's just, if it has like a big finale, and it was just
Open
like
sobbing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He can't produce tears physically, but he's getting there.
Is
I'm
there
working towards it.
Ducks
Yeah.
is a ducks issue.
I have to get it checked out,
Okay.
but I think it may be some sort of duct issue.
Interesting.
That being said, I've sort of evolved to the point where I am like ugly face crying,
Oh,
but,
dude,
but
I
no
got it.
tears. So it's like a
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you
In
look
fact, on
quick,
the-
you think there's tears.
you
but
think
if
there's
you
tears,
look
but
close,
there's not.
You
Yeah,
really
gotcha.
can't make tears?
it's yeah.
Interesting.
I sometimes share
I'm
mine
working on it
with him.
Yeah,
I'll
he'll
go.
take a little bit and then thank
real?
you.
Yeah,
I
just
think
to-
it's real.
Oh.
On the plane on the
This
way
is
here,
real, yeah.
I watched Up, and I was the whole time just doing this dry.
Yeah.
dry as
Yeah.
hell.
Totally.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens.
Now, on me, on the other hand, I like sob uncontrollably to the point that like my eyeballs feel like I'm just pouring out Visine. Like it's like but I was watching on a plane, the same thing. I watched Instant Family about a month ago, and like my seat was shaking because I got like and I do this thing where when I start crying, I go like. And like and my wife will be
Oh, yeah.
like because I like scare her when I do like
Right, right.
and then I'm just sobbing like for instance after the Super Bowl 2 years ago, the This Is Us episode where the whole thing happens
we
and
know.
the flash forward and I'm just like sobbing and the bed is shaking and my wife's like she was like,
my God, we're having
"Are
an
you
earthquake."
jerking off?" she thought I was jerking
Your
off.
tears come out in the same motion. Yeah.
You're excreting something.
So what's been like your favorite ones to do? What's been ones that you thought were gonna hit and didn't kind of thing?
My favorite one of all time is one that Eric despises, Howard the Duck. For my 21st birthday,
I gave him
he
a
finally
gift.
gave in. I am still 21.
Get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
Okay.
Excuse my language.
Why? Do you think he was older? Are you sad?
No,
you
I
miss
thought
your
about like
21-year-old?
24, 25.
People
Yeah.
see the two of us and think that we're both the middle
Right,
of our
they put me
ages.
younger. I'm 28. They put me younger
Yeah.
and him older and just think we're the same.
Well, you seem a little more mature, and he's clearly a 70s villain that killed Steven Seagal in
Right.
Under Siege 2, Dark Territory.
By the time
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
his age, will you loosen one button or no?
Yeah, every year I get a little bit of the way to loosening a button. So how many years is this?
You started with these though on the, you started
This,
with the
this
collar.
used to be
Lapel.
up. Yeah. So for my 21st, I got one down. Halfway through, got the other.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
back around. I went all the way down, and now as I near 30, I'm going 29,
And,
30.
and for
Yeah, yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
and like Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate,
Both.
do you guys do you buy each other print shirts or like just in
Wait.
case?
we swap.
We swap. Yeah.
No way.
Sometimes we both fit in the same one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We're both pretty
Both
skinny
slender
dudes.
guys. That's why Cody likes you guys so much because you guys you get it.
It's
Yeah.
slender, big slender energy.
Yes.
We all have
question.
BSE.
Serious question. You're Jewish?
No.
Oh.
Serious answer.
Roxy's not doing well with the 100% sarcasm of this interview.
No, 100% because I'm still on the van situation because I'm trying to wrap my mind around.
Is there a
actually
correlation
living
between
there.
being Jewish and living
Yes,
in a van?
yes.
Really?
So what I was
You
thinking
don't know about the Jewish van?
The
No,
Jews for 40
the
years
opposite.
traveled in a van
Right.
after leaving
the
Egypt.
opposite of that.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
I think because of Jewish history, like where you live means a lot to Jewish people.
Oh, I see. So you wouldn't be like bopping around.
So I'm curious about like if that was the case, your familial situation and how they feel about the
yeah,
fact
no. Yeah, no, none of that, none of
Yeah.
that. I mean, actually, I don't know how they feel about it now. When I first told them, I think they were like, all right. And they've gotten used to, sure, whatever.
Mr. Baldino's still pissed about it.
But are they they're never nervous for you?
I think that probably went out the window a long time ago. I feel like
They
I've done
probably
a lot
stopped
of
being
things that
nervous
would
for
have made
you
them
around
nervous.
15.
Yeah. I feel like when I would be like getting in trouble in school, like getting suspended and stuff like that, they would be like,
Yeah.
all right,
See,
it's
like,
going to be one of those.
At first, when he started pitching the van, I was like, you know what, I could probably do that. And then I started thinking about like the bathroom situation,
bathroom.
the shower situation, like all that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, no, I could hang out with you in the van. I could like meet you at the van and
Good party.
by
We've
the
had dance
van.
parties in the van.
Party
Yeah.
by the van, yes.
Yeah,
but
I'm willing to
you
party
said-
by the van.
Like tailgating
I don't know about
the
in the van.
Correct. Yes. Thank
I
you,
have a
Jacob.
projector in
Adjacent to
there.
the van?
You do?
I have a projector. We watch movies. It's
You said
fantastic.
you have a girlfriend, yeah?
Yes.
Before you had a girlfriend, were you living in the van?
Yes.
What would you do? You'd bring ladies back to your van?
No. Well, what I went on some dates while I was in the van, but nothing past that while I was in the van. But also, they
Sorry to
probably
invite
have a
back.
home.
Yeah, but what about the first time you were with your girlfriend? Like, when did she know you lived in a van?
Not the first date, or maybe no, probably on the first date. And by the way, baby, if you're watching, please call me back. Please call me back. I swear to God, I'll get rid of the van. She.
Is that sarcasm also?
yes.
Okay.
She I probably told her on the first, because the thing is you can't tell someone like ahead
Yes,
of time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You need to meet me and
It's
see
not
that
like
I'm
on his
not.
Tinder profile, like
Yeah.
you know, lover of film, van liver.
Because
Like,
if
it
you put
doesn't-
that, you don't
'cause
know me. If you meet me and I can
Yeah.
explain it, I feel like it makes a little more sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so back to the pretty much it stuff. So you
Finally.
so you did you love
Why
Howard the Duck,
you bothered by how many van questions I'm asking?
I
I'm
like
sorry.
hearing about the van.
No.
I
I
can't
feel
help
like
it.
ironically, like that's the
Yeah.
most questions that should be asked realistically, but like it's just because we're so used to it now.
Yeah.
So that's completely
But
fair.
honestly, a lot of the things you're asking are things I still haven't asked, and I am learning about right now.
Because I'm just so I'm so curious. Because also I don't think when people picture somebody who lives in a van, you're what pops in their head.
That's what I'm
which
saying,
Is
exactly.
totally.
Yeah.
I applaud that. It's what I try to do for cannabis because I'm like this is not what people think when
Sure.
they think of a cannabis user,
Sure.
and so I try to like openly talk about that all the time. And I don't think when I think of people who live in a van of your face. So
I don't think we're looking at the same person because if I think of somebody who lives in
you
a
think
van,
of him?
Well,
I think of-
he's got this
Really?
side.
Yeah.
You got this side.
I think of him with one less button.
yes.
Right.
That van,
Really?
home.
yeah, correct. What Jacob just
There's
did.
maybe
Yeah.
if Cody wants to go on my Facebook, there's a great photo of me like dressed up nice in the van. If you want to find that, it's probably not. I don't post on Facebook ever, so it's probably not far back. But you will. You would appreciate it.
That's the scariest image.
You know what I'm talking about?
You in a suit.
yeah,
in the van.
almost in a suit, and I'm just
Welcome!
hanging out in
Yeah.
my van.
Welcome,
Well,
Bumble
so
dates.
I come back from Baldino's wedding and I start telling my wife, again, fresh marriage, we're not even married a month yet. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Eric Schiffler picked me up, great dude. You know, we got him around and he's actually living in a van right now. And my wife was like,
That's the sound
and
of
she-
your van
and
outside.
and I said to her, I was like, you know, I mean, I feel like I could live in a van for like a month, like traveling around, just driving around. She goes,
I can just imagine the stink eye.
She just goes, what did I marry?
What did I marry?
You could live in. There's no way you could.
Oh, my
I
personal
literally
Facebook, Cody.
think
But don't
Josh
worry about it if we
Mafuga,
can't find it. Don't
there
worry
is
about it. Maybe it's on my
zero-
personal.
0% chance you could live
No,
in a van.
I know you're right. You're
Zero.
right. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm even
Maybe
less
don't go to
than
my
that.
personal Facebook, actually.
I was about to say.
Wait a minute. What am I saying?
Why?
Never mind, Cody.
Because then your girlfriend wouldn't call you back.
It's probably maybe, yeah.
Get it? Ha 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 ha.
I like that. Oh, we got
You nailed ding. You got it.
we got the correct sound
Thank
effect.
I will say
you.
this: I didn't know you had a girlfriend because I was going to bring Haley Steinfeld in, and
I don't have a girlfriend.
that
I take it all back.
What
He
happened?
loves Haley Steinfeld.
Really?
There was a brief moment where you were legitimately trying to get me in.
Yeah.
I remember that
Calls.
because Eric was really updating me about it. Every day he
I was like, I
call-
can't. I think he's
Yeah.
joking, but also like, holy shit.
Eric one time called me about it.
Why do you love her so much?
Have you seen Pitch Perfect 3?
Yeah.
She's
good.
an angel. No, I don't
She
know.
is.
She's just fun. I
Quite
don't
an
know. She's
angel.
cool.
Have you guys done? All right, here's my question then. Can I come on and do an audio commentary with you guys
course.
for
What are you doing right now?
we're sitting in
What are you doing the rest of your life?
3 minutes left.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Did you guys drive here in the van?
No. We flew. But this
Oh,
is the first
okay.
time I've flown in years because I just drive
Because that would
everywhere.
have been amazing if you could have just popped in the van and done
Done
it
the
with them.
audio
You
yeah.
saw it.
commentary.
I think didn't you come
Oh,
outside and
yeah,
see it
but-
with Alice maybe last time I was
Many
here?
a time,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
you've seen it a couple times. That's right. Yeah. But we will be back out here again. Maybe I don't think it'll be in the van. Probably not.
It would not be in the
It'll be
van.
in a different van though,
It'll be an A van,
Oh,
a rental van. It's not homey.
because
what do you guys do?
We are going on tour.
Really?
Boom, baby.
That's right.
Now that's what you're here promoting.
this is the first time
correct.
actually that we're saying it.
Wait,
So
what
hopefully
does
people
that
are
mean?
watching
What
getting
does that
excited.
mean?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Live commentary track.
Yes.
Cool.
If we-
cool.
so we've done a couple. We did Austin, Texas for South by Southwest.
That's
we
awesome.
did Toronto. We had 2 sold out shows in Toronto. It was
No
for some
shit.
reason our most requested city. It was amazing.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wait, so
Boston.
the movie's going to be playing and you
And we're
guys will
sitting
be-
on the stage with
sitting there
microphones
going
making fun
like-
of it. Yeah.
Are you going to
Here's a little
record them
taste
so
of-
people can
yeah.
watch them if they're not there?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super fun.
That's amazing.
So we're doing.
Yeah, tell us the dates, the
well,
shows, where we're
the
going.
dates are vague. I'll let you kind of take it because we're
The dates
locking
are
stuff down.
still technically TBA. We're still locking it down, but it's
We can
going to
say
be
end of August to end of
late
September.
August, mid-September.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
and
We
Tour
could call
Dot
it. We
pretty
could call it later this summer.
later this summer.
Sure.
Well done.
And keep an eye on tour.prettymuch.it. That's where the dates will be announced.
Okay. Awesome, man. That's
Yes, sir.
dude,
Tour
that's so
dot
fun.
pretty much dot it.
That's
I
correct.
think getting
Okay.
pretty much .it was probably the most impressive thing I've ever
Because
done in
it's
my
an
life.
Italian website.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, IT, yeah. I live there. Yeah. I remember like
Ciao.
when you go, yeah, va bene, allora.
Did you say Shao, your last name?
Ciao.
It's pretty damn close. I mean, it sounds the same. It's spelled different, but legitimately when I thought
You know
ciao,
what
I
they
was
say?
like,
All Asian people sound like Italians.
It's
yeah.
true.
Oh, I thought something else was about to come out of there, and I was going to be like, I don't subscribe to that.
I had no, yeah. All my Italian relatives do kind of dabble in Mandarin, so it's kind of.
Is that right?
No.
Is that right?
That's called sarcasm.
I was just going to say she knew he was
This
lying.
side of the table.
Well, I
yeah.
get him now. I
Okay,
mean, we
okay,
worked
you're
together
used to him.
forever,
Yeah.
But you guys are new to me.
Fair.
You have to pick up
it's
on
a
the
different
language.
level of sarcasm.
Yeah,
Totally
it's,
fair.
It's on a whole
New
new
to me.
plateau.
It's a gradient.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'd love to do a commentary with you guys. That's one of my favorite things to do. Whenever the Wangers do it, I love doing it.
Did you
with
say?
them.
Did you have a movie in mind, or no? Did you say just now? And I
Well,
forgot.
we've been talking
Bad
about
Boys
doing
2, the
Bad Boys
soundtrack,
2.
let's go.
That's like Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie.
Skip Bad Boys,
I don't know if
okay.
you guys, I mean, you know my wedding rings. It says mine says we ride together. My wife says
Yes.
we die
Yeah,
together.
of course.
So like Bad Boys is my favorite movie franchise. When Joe Carnahan came in here, we fanboyed out on Bad Boys because he was supposed to be the director for Bad Boys for Life.
Right,
And
the
then
new
he put like a whole thing together, and then he actually sent me an animation of what one of the scenes was
you
going
must
to be.
have
Like.
been
Oh my
dying.
god, dude, it's ridiculous.
How
Amazing.
did you decide who said we ride together and who said we die together?
That's a
I was
great
wondering the
question.
same
That is a
thing.
great
You
yeah.
were?
question.
Do you guys want to know the legit
Yeah.
easiest answer?
Yeah.
Is my ring could fit one more letter than hers could.
Oh.
Because it's one more letter.
Ride, die.
It's funny. It literally just needed to fit an R.
Correct.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, but any
That's
movie you guys want to
interesting.
do, if I'm in New York and we can line it up,
100%,
I'd
absolutely.
Would love to have you
I'm
on, yeah.
definitely going to come see you guys in LA. So you're going to just be
Oh,
in
we'll keep you posted, yeah.
in
Yeah.
California, or you're going to go like up and down the West Coast.
Oh, we should probably
Nevada?
say that. Yeah, national tour. We're going the whole country,
Oh,
all around the
shit.
whole country.
We're
It's gonna be
covering this
great.
whole baby.
Yes.
No way. So you're going to fly to LA and then rent a van and then drive everywhere else, or you're just going to fly from city to city.
We're planning
starts
on
east.
mostly driving, but there's a couple times when we got to get to cities that are a little far away back to
Cool.
back. So
Yeah.
we got a couple flights.
And how long are we talking the tour? Like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months?
I think right now it's 22 days.
Something
Wow.
like that.
Oh,
yeah.
22 days.
It's quick. It's gonna be quick. We're gonna be whirlwind. Yeah.
You guys are doing
Yeah.
college comics kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
hell
remember
yeah.
those days.
That's us.
Us
Life
and a
on the
couple other
road.
guys to help us in a van driving
Shippensburg,
around.
Penn State, Ohio, West Virginia.
We'd love to do in the
Whizzing by,
future.
yeah.
We would love to do college
What was
shows.
the
That'd be
first
awesome.
one you said?
Absolutely.
That would be sick.
Shippensburg is a university in
Shippensburg.
Pennsylvania.
Shippensburg,
So like you
yeah.
I played a lot of small colleges, and you play like a big one, then a lot of small ones, then a big one, and it would be like 22 days, 25 shows. And it was just like,
Honestly, what I'm most worried about is I'm gonna go on stage in like LA and be like, "Woo, New York, what's good?"
yeah. Well,
I'm so worried. Yeah.
you guys do what you got to do. I watched the NSYNC documentary way back in the day on MTV. It was like MTV was following NSYNC around, and they were actually in Pittsburgh for the show that they thing. And when they were going out on the stage on the thing, they're like, "You're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, so
you're in Omaha."
That's
so
fair.
like the last
Oh, we
thing
need-
they
yeah.
go,
We need
they're like,
that.
"You're in Nebraska."
Yeah,
Go.
that makes sense.
No, it's not. It's a state.
My version is I'll just write it on my wrist and be like, "What's good, Pittsburgh?"
Actually, we should look down at your hand. Oh shit, I'm sweating.
Hello, Pittsburgh.
That's close enough.
You got there. You got there.
We'll keep you posted on the dates when we're going to be back
Site,
here. Yeah.
and again, tour.prettymuch.it.
Yeah, correct.
Sì, va
Oh, don't
bene.
say it like that.
Allora,
We also
Yeah.
respect.
We provide coding services.
Guys, Erik Striffler, Jacob Schau, thank you so much for being on Collider Live.
Thank you for
Congrats on
having
all
us.
the success.
Thank you.
So they can find everything at the Pretty Much It YouTube channel, the Pretty Much It Patreon.
We're gonna be we're sending everyone pretty much to the hub at this point. Prettymuch.it is the website. We're gonna have everything off of there. We're kind of relaunching that stuff on August 1st.
Got
right?
it.
Yeah, I think we've said that already.
Okay.
So that's gonna be like we're gonna be directing everybody there. It's so much easier. But it's all
Fantastic.
youtube.com/prettymuchit, all that stuff.
Awesome. Erik Striffler, Jacob Schau, congrats on all the success. I love seeing you guys.
Congrats
really.
on all
Amen.
the sex.
That
also.
too.
And
Yeah,
all
I
the
was
sex
waiting
in
for
the
you to say
van.
something.
In the van.
You
He's
noticed.
glowing, dude. He's glowing. It
He's
happened.
crushing it, yeah.
It finally happened for me, guys.
Yeah, yeah. And a special thanks to Andrew Reynolds for being here as well. It's great. It's great.